Hello, hello. Welcome. It's happy Tuesday to everyone. It's Tuesday's tip. Come on in. Looking for my girls. You see anybody? I'm looking for you. La 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 la. I hope this is working okay because I couldn't get the thingy to flip today. Do you see me? Anybody see me here on Facebook? Anyone? I don't even see that I've gone live. Let's see if I'm even on Saving Dinner. I'm going to go look. I don't even see it. Huh. Come on. Wow. That's really incredible. I don't see a soul. I don't think it's working. Nope, oh, there it is. It's just not showing. Now people are showing up. But on my phone, I see nothing. But when I look online, I see it. This is crazy. You're on something. I see you. None of my comments are coming up. I don't know what's up. Anyway, on the phone, I can see it on Facebook. So I'm not going to be able to answer any of your questions. And I couldn't flip it to make to make everything go backwards. So whatever. Isn't that just crazy? Thanks. Thank you very much, Facebook. So I'm here. Yay. Yeah, and I just got a message from Jenny saying, you're here, you're live. And it's funny, all I see is that I'm live, and I usually get a count right next to the live thing, and I see your comments scroll. None of that's happening right now. All right. We'll roll with it, right? So there you go. We're going to talk about, today we're going to be talking about the ways that we can still grow in times of uncertainty, because I don't know about you, man, I have had enough coronavirus stuff. I think we've got the information. I think can we all agree that we need to wash our hands, right? Yes. And we need to stay in place, and we need to do all these other things. And I will tell you today, when I was getting my hair done, getting my hair done. Yes. Like I have a stay-at-home hairdresser. Now, when I was doing my hair today, I was like, oh, anything to get my hair done. I've got gray coming up, and I've got all kinds of stuff. But, right now it's time. I have a feeling there's going to be a run on boxed color in the grocery stores. That's what I think, because pretty much there's going to be a few people like me who are saying, man, it's time. And if Eric, my hairdresser, is watching, no, I won't cut my hair. I will not cut my hair. I promise you, even though I have the shears, I will not cut my hair. I might cut my hair, you guys. I'm just letting you know. That's just the way it goes. You know how it is. It's just you get to that place where nothing works. So that's where I am in the hair department of life. I just want to share, where did I do with my mug? There it is. The mindful mug. Thank you so much. We're sending a lot of these guys out. That's because you guys are sharing. That's because you're sharing, and you're also buying our supplements up. Thank you so much. This is how you support Saving Dinner. And we have wonderful, wonderful pharmaceutical grade supplements. If you spend $2.50 in the store and get yourself all stocked up, we'll send in a little mindful mug and a little note from me automatically. That will be part of it. And we send that absolutely free because we like to support you. And also, speaking of support, beauty support, this is my go-to. I use this religiously. I always say this is the matrix that holds the collagen, because it's sort of the precursor that goes beforehand, and it does amazing things. You put that in your cart, we will give you free shipping. All you have to do is put ships free in the subject line, and bada bing, bada boom, you've got it free. Shipping's on us. Also, we have a big share that we have this week that I'm really anxious to get into everybody's hands. And you guys get this. We're hunkered down. There are no restaurants. I mean, well, they're serving, but you have to go drive up and pick it up whatever. But still, isn't it just better to eat at home? I mean, there's too much scary out there with, you don't know if that person cooking your food is infected, right? Stay at home, eat. And we have a one pot collection. It is my favorite all-time ebook that we have. It's a $37 value. Check out what's in it. You've got sheet pan meals. You've got crock pot meals, instant pot meals. You've got skillet meals, all done in one pot. And you can get it in classic, just, standard healthy food, no gluten-free or anything like that. You can get it in paleo, and you can get it in low carb. There is no keto or hot melt. But let me just tell you something. This collection of recipes is on the money. You will love it. You can get this free. Anytime that you order from us, you can get this free. So here's a good way to do it. Order your beauty support so that you get that ships free. And then order $250 so that you can get a mindful mug with it. And we'll send you an ebook. My favorite ebook with all of the recipes. You just have to tell us what style you want them in. How about that? I'll tell you what, it just takes my breath away. This is what we're doing, and it is limited time. We're not doing this forever and ever, amen. We're doing it this week. Take advantage of that. Otherwise, you're going to go into the shop and you're going to say, hey, she's got this great ebook. I should have gotten that. Also, if you've seen the alignment assignment series that I have done, this whole workshop that I've done, it ended today if you got started on it right away, but you can get on it anytime. It's a 3-day series, and every day you get a little something plus some videos, and it's all about, how we are all in alignment, body, mind, and soul. And if we try to take those things apart and just work on, our diet or whatever, it's not going to work because we are a synergistic being. And you'll see this. Today we're talking about the soul. But listen, if you haven't signed up for it, you can go get it. It's free. And it's savingdinner.com/align, ALIGN. And I think you're really going to like it. There's a whole philosophy behind this madness of mine. And I think that's fun. And this Friday we have Q&A. Always Q&A on Friday. And if you want to ask me a question, all you have to do is send your question in to support@savingdinner.com and write question for Leanne on Friday in the subject line, and it magically appears in my inbox so I can answer it for you. And that's this Friday. And we'll be giving away a mindful mug on the person who shares the most. I keep track, you guys. If you share it publicly and say something, I keep track. So there. That's what we've got going on. So our quote of the week, which I can't share with you and show you because it's backwards, unless you've got your backwards glasses on, is the words you speak become the house you live in. What an incredible quote. The words you speak become the house you live in. In other words, our words are almost self-fulfilling prophecies, aren't they? We have to be careful about what we say. What we're thinking about oftentimes comes out of our mouth. And if we're wanting to rearrange and do things a little differently in our lives, if we have a little bit of a dissatisfaction with what's going on and we want to correct things, it's all about what we're thinking about. It's what's inside between our ears that's coming out of our mouth that really determines what our future is going to look like. That is a quote to meditate on. I hope you like that quote. I found that one just to be, whoa. When I read a quote and it goes, bam, 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 that's when I know I've hit a good one. Because, this stuff hits me upside the head like a 2x4 sometimes. It is a never-ending quest, really, to be on top of your personal growth. And when you're on top of your personal growth, that's when things start to just come together, don't they? And you start to feel better about yourself. But it's not an easy thing. And I really think that growth is like gardening. And there's some real specific rules that go along with this. And I hope I can hold the metaphor throughout this whole thing. So bear with me. But one of the things that you have to do, like if you are planting a garden, you have to make a determination. What is this garden going to look like? Are we going to have flowers in there? Are we going to have vegetables in there? Are we going to have both? And you have to determine what it's going to look like. There's sort of a transparency, if you will, about what the garden's going to be about. You can't just have a secret garden. That's a book. It's not a life. You can't have a secret garden. You have to be really honest about these are the peas. This is the carrots. This is where I'm going to put the broccoli. This is where I'm going to have the lettuce. You have a garden and you set it up and you determine where everything goes. And that's how it is with our lives. You know, we have kind of this way of looking at our lives and really determining what all these things are in our lives. Do they stay or do they go? Are we going to be honest with them? Are we going to just kind of pretend that parts of our life just didn't happen and just make up whatever we want to make up to just sort of gloss over it? When we do that, we're having big gaps in our lives, and that transparency and that honesty that we need to kind of lay on top of what our lives are about so that we can get the quality of life that we want, that needs to happen. You can't do it without that. That's just part of what we need to do. And that's the hardest part, because sometimes we don't see things. This is why I think journaling is such a good idea. Journaling helps us to see things and bring things back into memory. And, you know, the other thing is too, we sometimes see things in accordance to what we saw when we were, 5. And so we have our 5-year-old perspective that isn't maybe exactly accurate. So all of this needs to be looked at. So if we can accept who we are, warts and all, if we can be transparent with ourselves about what is truly true in our lives, we have a starting place. You know, it's sort of like going out and tilling the garden and getting rid of all the weeds and bringing in the seeds and just getting ready to plant the things that you want in there. But until you pluck out all those weeds and clear it and get that garden ready, you can't. You follow me on that? I mean, I find that that's really tough, because sometimes there are missing places. But at other times, there are times when you can see, aha, this is what this is, and you can start connecting the dots. It makes a big difference. The second thing that you have to look at is, do you have the correct boundaries in your life? Now, if I told you to go out and plant a garden, you would say it's going to be in this, 4x6 lot or, plot that you've got all sealed up. You don't just go out and plant a garden everywhere. There are boundaries for that garden. It has to have boundaries. We have to have boundaries as people. Without boundaries, people are going to run over us. They're going to take advantage of us. That we're going to be just stretched too thin. You understand what that is. One of the things that we do, we who are in the recovering perfectionist group, is that we are stretched too thin, and we try to be all things to all people. And we are, at the very core, we are people pleasers to our own hurt. And when we do this, we're lowering the standards of what we want for our own lives. We're too busy lifting everybody else up. We're too busy volunteering our faces off and losing ourselves to church work and school things for our kids and what have you. We lose ourselves in the process, and we lose our voice, and we lose our ability to understand what our worth is. We lose our ability to understand what we're about. What are our passions? What are my purpose? What do I want in this life? If you're too busy, that happens. And it happens because you have no boundaries. You have to create boundaries in your life. When I was a homeschool mom, I'll tell you a story. When I was a homeschool mom, I only had 2 kids. I had 2 children, and they were both in, and they always do this. I never understood this. They had soccer on Tuesday and Thursday, and then my daughter had hers on Monday and Wednesday. And so 4 days in a row we were out, and then we had music lessons. And it got to be that my whole life was, hurry up, get in the car, hurry up, get in the car, let's go, we gotta go, we gotta go. And I never felt like I got anything done at home. I felt like their schoolwork was like haphazard because we'd have to drop things, and we were just constantly on the clock. And when I finally realized where all my time was going, and I did a little time block sheet. By the way, if you should do this for yourself to see, not to the minute detail of every single second of your life, but just an idea of where your time is going, you can go to savingdinner.com/time, and you'll get a free printout. You can print it out and then just write those things out and use that to see, where's my time going? And you'll be surprised at how much time, if you've got kids and a lot of activities, how much time you spend in the car. And I found myself saying that this is not the quality of life that I want for me or for my children. And I withdrew us from some of those activities so that we could have the quality of life, so that we could have dinner at the table every night, so that we didn't have to keep getting into the car. Because that wasn't the standard that I wanted. I wanted something more. You know, we were in a rural area. I was homeschooling my children. I had a curriculum that I created myself, that I used the classic and Charlotte Mason methods and did my own with nature walks and all kinds of stuff. And we lived on this beautiful property and we had no time to enjoy it. So when I pulled us out, I reinstated new standards and gave gave my children the most incredible childhood. And I told them that when they were growing up, by the way. I told them all the time, you're having a great childhood. And so they started to see that. And this is the most important thing that you have is your time. If you're constantly giving away your time, you're constantly giving away your life. You can take that to the bank. Write that down. It's the truth. And you also lose your voice because you can't say no. You're so busy people pleasing, you can't say no. And I'm telling you, these people are not going to show up at your funeral and say, you know, we're just so happy that she gave herself away the way she did. You know, who was she? You don't have a voice in your life if you're giving it all away. It's a biggie. And the third thing is super important too, is that you have to have a practice, okay? And when I say this, you have a practice, I am addressing all parts of you. This is what I did in the alignment series, you know, the whole alignment series that I told you about, savingdinner.com/align. It's body, mind, and soul. And you need a practice for your body. The practice for your body is feeding it correctly. You can't operate off of crap. You can't operate off of sugar. You're going to inflame your body. You're going to end up with a bunch of body clutter. You're going to be feeling terrible. You're going to have to go see a doctor, get pills to fix your blood sugar, fix your blood pressure, fix your whatever's going on, fix the pain in your knees, etc. You see that? There is a direct correlation between what goes in your mouth and what comes out of your body in symptoms. You know, you're not just getting older. We're all getting older, but you don't have to be assigned to that stuff. Your body is not an entertainment. Your mouth isn't an entertainment zone. Sugar has no value whatsoever, and you need to start treating yourself with absolute kindness and generosity for your body for what it needs. And that means an anti-inflammatory diet with the correct amount of protein, with enough healthy fat, and a lot of green stuff, right? Green stuff makes you feel good, and your mitochondria will thank you. They will send you emails and thank you notes, and they'll actually remove the inflammation and make you feel better. It's amazing how your diet really changes things up. And I got a whole bunch of women who are right here, right now, commenting about this who know because they've gone through the sprint. Your body needs food. It also needs to move. They're saying that sitting is the new smoking. You can't sit on your can all day long and expect that everything's going to work well. You can't. You got to get up. You got to go do some flights. You got to do some stretching. You got to do some strength building exercises. I'm working hard on that. You know, I'm over 60. I do not want to have my bones shatter at 75. You know, your bones get thinner if you're not doing something about it. And we have the opportunity, and I call it a practice. It's a practice for your body. It's a practice for your bones. It's a practice for your muscles. You don't need to have muscle wasting. You don't need to have any of these old age things. If you act like an old lady and just sit there on your can all day, you know, knitting and watching soap operas, well, you know what? You're gonna get it in return. We reap what we sow. So go sow some really good habits. Start understanding that every single time that you get up and move, you're doing your body a favor. Start understanding that when you lift something heavy, you're doing your muscles a favor and your bones at the same time. We have to be involved in that practice of eating well and moving well. And then there's your mind. Are you reading? Are you filling your mind with good stuff? Are you listening to music that soothes your soul and wakens your spirit? Are you having curious conversations and smart conversations, something other than coronavirus? Ah! We need to do that. We need to do that just for our sanity, for heaven's sakes. We need to be talking about things that are stimulating and interesting and good, and maybe staying away from the polarizing subjects like, and food, believe it or not, can be one of them: food, religion, politics, and viruses. Who knew a virus could have like this camps? It's them versus them, and all the conspiracy theories. The nutcases are out in droves. You wouldn't believe some of the weird stuff that I've been reading. My gosh, these people believe it. They have entirely too much time on their hands. This is a bad practice. So don't do that, but talk about other things. And you can see there's so many museums that are giving you virtual tours of their museums, and you can see beautiful art. You can go, you can buy books on Amazon. You can get an Audible account and start listening to books. And there's tons of free stuff to really avail yourself of. Teach yourself a new language. Duolingo.com. You can go listen. You can teach yourself Spanish or French or Swahili for all I care. You can do that though. There are 1,001 things that you can say, but this is a practice and it's for your mind. It keeps you flexible. Do Sudoku, do a crossword puzzle, do something that makes your brain operate. And the third thing, of course, is your soul. Your soul is one of the most neglected things. And, our churches are closed right now. We're not going to church. Well, you can watch a sermon anytime. You can read a spiritual book. You can read the Bible. You can have meditation and prayer. And if you're not religious at all, you can journal. If you're religious, you can journal, but you can use your journal as well. This is how we dig in to who we are, and this is how we create growth, even in this time of uncertainty. Even in this time where we're all like worried, did I wash my hands correctly? And social distancing and all these words that have, suddenly appeared in our vernacular that weren't there 2 weeks ago. But here we are. And we are going to accept this. And I'm saying joyfully accept this and understand that you have an opportunity right now today to make yourself better. To make yourself better. And not that you're not any good right now, but to make yourself better, more curious, more empathetic, more understanding with others, more understanding what you need to do for your life so that you show up better in your life and you're not giving yourself away. We have this opportunity right now to go into our homes and declutter them and do some deep cleaning and play board games with our kids and call a friend and get on the phone. We have opportunities right now that we're maybe not looking at, but I'm looking at them right now. And I'm telling you, I'm working really hard on this book. At the end of the day, I've got to send 3 chapters over to Marla, and we're going to get the book done. So staying home has really is a big deal. And I'm just going to enjoy it. I'm putting it on me as a shirt. I'm wearing my homeness. Is that such a thing? I'm being at home with myself and with my growth and with my family and with my friends. Even though they're not here, I'm still being with them. I'm still reaching out. I still have that opportunity. We all do. And don't forget, you can do FaceTime anytime you want with a friend and get on there. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to a happy hour tomorrow night, quarantini. So, why not? You just have to. We have to just, we have to accept this. We have no choice. Let's do a little pinky swear here, though. Remember? Pinky swear? Let's not whine about this. Instead, let's look for all the blessings and see how we can use this for our advantage, how we can make ourselves and our families and our homes and everything better. What do you think? Good idea? Who's with me on that? Who's got a pinky that they want to go with me on that? So that's what I have for you guys today. We got all kinds of stuff going on. And I'll tell you, this is a weird time. It really is a weird time. I'm not going to pretend that this is normal. It certainly isn't. But you know what? We are incredible. We are incredible people, and we have the ability to stretch and to grow and to take on some of these things. We do, because that's who we are. We are not a bunch of weak, whiny women. We're strong. We are not pitiful. We are powerful. Remember that. Don't ever, ever, ever let go of that. All right? Pinky swear. No whining. Look for the positives and look to see the kind of impact that you can have on your family, on your spouse, and on even your neighbors. Like if you have to help an elderly neighbor, good for you. Go help them out. The words you speak become the house you live in. Just remember that. And those words come from your thoughts. So let's be the most incredibly positive people that we can be, and let's look for all the blessings that are in this life. Because even if we're quarantined at home, we still have a lot of blessings. We do. We are very blessed. Peace. I appreciate you all. See you tomorrow. Bye.